offering ideal credentials for urban life, small proportions, slightly raised driving position and light controls, the compact city car should also be considered a bit of a fashion accessory. And there's something about the Ford Ka that has always made it a bit of a hit with the ladies. Despite the city car dimensions, the Ford Ka has a very robust, chunky stance. Round the back, that curved rear screen and high-mounted back bumper hint to the original Ka, as does this highly recognisable window graphic. But when you come round the front, you have these rather large headlamps that have a hint of Amy Winehouse's eye makeup to them, and this large front grille that makes it look more like a shrunken Fiesta. It is, however, based on the same platform as the Fiat 500, and if you've ever driven the baby Fiat, the interior will feel very familiar, including the high-mounted gearbox, the oddly positioned electric window controls in the central dash, even the key. Still, the quality of the plastics and interior design are light years ahead of the previous car, and there's an endless number of colour schemes and trim finishes to make your mark. Practicality-wise, there's generous head and elbow room up front. You also get a decent glove box and MP3 connectivity as standard. In terms of niggles, you can't alter the steering wheel for reach. The pair of rear seats are difficult to access and barely have enough room for kids, and you can only open the boot using the key. On the road, the Ford Ka and Fiat 500 feel almost identical. Okay, the car rides slightly better, the steering is slightly heavier, and it doesn't quite have that electrical assistance you get with the 500. But neither of them are very good out of town, with plenty of engine, tyre and wind noise transmitting into the cabin when you get to dual carriageway speeds. There's a 1.2 litre petrol or 1.3 litre diesel on offer, but we recommend the petrol. It's smooth, and despite being just 69 brake horsepower, it doesn't feel underpowered. It lets you drive leisurely in high gears, and if you do want power, you don't have to drop down a cog. So the Ford Ka may look like a baby Fiesta, but it doesn't really drive like one. Still, it is a great and contemporary looking city car, which is slightly more practical than the retro Fiat 500, with which it shares so much. That said, in a market where style sells, it doesn't have the same effortless chic or swagger of the baby Fiat, which is why we suggest you have a look there too before making your decision.